Well, hello. Good afternoon. Another day of diamond painting. Um, Went to upgrade and realized that somewhere along the line, my brain interpreted having the ability to have 6 people on panel with the free version versus 2 that my brain said um, has opened up the possibility for other people who are diamond painting to join me on panel. So with me today is Miss Mini Maker. She's at her home working on her diamond painting. I'm here working on panel 2 of mine. Um, Hers is massive. I don't even know that her phone is mounted, so she couldn't scroll back if she wanted to, but um, even if she could, I don't know that she could get far enough back to show you how big hers is. She will probably bounce in and out of being able to be seen. As you just saw, the camera kind of went black with the spinny. Sometimes her volume is weird. She's in a cruddy Wi-Fi area, so it's a little crazy. Hi, Barbie. Hopefully everything's okay. Yeah, I'm diamond painting was probably one of the first hobbies I did. Well, I crocheted first, and then I cross stitched, and then I started diamond painting, and then it kind of no, that's not even true. I did crochet, then plastic canvas, then cross stitch, then diamond painting, and now junk journaling or scrap journaling. I don't know. When I first started doing these again last week for the live, I was like, I don't know yet if I still like these, but I don't know. I'm starting to get back into them again. Jarring, honey.
I was hoping that.
Kind of, I would love to see you do some lives sometime. Oh, now my camera's going to go stupid. I would like to see you do some lives sometime after winter's over. Just showing us some bee stuff. I think that would be cool. And maybe future, as I do random lives throughout the week or even next week, being able to come on panel and we can see that your diamond painting that you're working on if you are working on one right now. But yeah, I would love to see the bee stuff. I think that would be cool.
Well, I wish my quality was a little better, but
yeah, I don't know. Normally I only have this much issue when Dad's home and I'm having to fight with the PS4 for airtime, but
well, on my computer screen, yours looks fine. So I'm still trying to get mine into a spot where I can work.
I wish I could figure out how or if it's even possible to zoom my camera once it's in StreamYard.
Beats me.
Otherwise, I'm like trying to get a close-up view. But right now, the only way I know how to do that is to move the camera really close to
like
the board itself. And then it's completely in my way.
Like mine.
As it is, I'm not lined up, so I'm sure at some point my back will start complaining because, I'm sitting over here off screen and my diamond painting's over here because my camera's here and my light is here. So I'm kind of leaning off to the side.
Yeah, I kind of get that because my light board is on a very short cord, so I can only use it on a certain part of the desk.
Yeah, my new,
I'm not even on video.
what the hell is it called? What brain? My brain is power strip. I'm supposed to be here this week. Your dad ordered me one off Amazon.
Hopefully that's. I mean, it's not going to
So
be the
Barbie,
best.
go up. What was that?
Oh, I'm still trying to find an angle that works, but that one's not the best.
Yeah. So Barbie, I don't know if you noticed, but I did just a short to show that I finished the one panel that I started working on last week. Just so for those people that like to have kind of the step by step and then the final view product, you can see it as it comes along, or you can wait till the very end when I finish all 5 panels. It's up to you, but it is there. I hear you clicking, sis. Well, I wonder if I had the volume on my phone. I'm sure my phone would probably pick it up.
My camera jiggles every time I place one, too. My camera quality is trash.
Well, I have a microphone on order. Wasn't planning on doing that just yet, but gave the dragons a bath yesterday. And when I went to put Ducky back in her enclosure, I realized her basking light was burnt out. Bad dragon mama, because I don't know how long it's been burned out. And so I went to replace the light bulb and realized I don't have any.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so I had to jump on to Amazon and order some light bulbs. And I'm like, well, while I'm here, I guess I'll just throw a microphone on there too. But yeah, I just put one of those, the little tiny ones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can you see the comment, Sam?
Yes. Oh. Yes, my minor square.
You're doing squares. I'm like, I don't know if you can see those or not.
Well, and I hooked back up to Wi-Fi, so my quality's a little bit better now, but I got so lost in doing the drills, I forgot that there was comments for a minute.
Well, yeah, with you, it's always a gamble because you hook up to Wi-Fi, the picture is better, but then your sound is shit.
Yeah.
It's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
Yep. I think I'd rather have better picture quality.
Yeah. So yeah, I took one of the little mini lamps that were in their small enclosures when I first got them. I just stuck one of those in hers, which is what was in Petrie's when his light went out when we lost our power a couple weeks ago, and it blew at his light.
Oh, yeah.
I had one of those little ones in his until your dad could get the lamp fixed, but I didn't realize that I'd used the last bulb when I put his lamp back in, and I'm like, crap. So now I have the little one in hers but I didn't take the big one out. I just pushed it to the side because it's a pain to get those lights in and out.
Yeah.
So I just pushed it to the side, hung the little one up in there, and when I get the light bulbs, then I'll pull the little one back out. Yeah, it was crazy when we got that power surge because it blew the light bulb itself, but only in Petrie's enclosure, not in Ducky's. And at first I thought the entire yes, this is diamond painting, Jen. At first I thought the entire light fixture blew because I was like, what the hell? What's going on here? And so I was like, well, I guess I'll order some order some extra light fixtures while I'm at it. And then your dad's like, well, since it's already broke, I'll pull it apart and and he just cleaned the contacts and suddenly it worked again. And I'm like, oh. So I'm not exactly sure why the power surge made it happen.
Oh, I don't know. And it happens like with our lights. Django's is usually fine, but Nilus's will go out. I don't know. It's weird that some are sensitive and some aren't. Like, yeah, I guess yours is far enough away that it looks like something. Mine's zoomed in enough that it just looks like a bunch of pixelated mess.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing, Jen, is that when you have one, if you want to take it, get it out, the link is up in the chat, and you can join us on panel.
If she's not busy, of course.
Yeah, if she's not busy. But yeah, you have one. I sent it to you. And that's the thing is that it doesn't look like it's going to be much because you're just laying a bunch of little squares or little circles down, and then as you do it, it develops into the big picture. Yes, you have one. I sent it with your journal.
Well, I know, I don't remember exactly which video it was, but one of your past videos, I showed my two completed ones for the replay crew.
Yeah, it was one of our chit chat ones.
The insomnia ones, I think.
Yeah. Maybe it's still over at the almost at the warehouse, the townhouse.
Well, she said she was gonna go get it, so
Yeah.
got it.
No, it's
actually
diamond painting. You're painting with little diamonds.
Well, see, I've noticed though, a lot of people think that though, is that it's, when you say diamond painting, a lot of people go, oh, well, what are you painting? And it's like, well, it's not really painting.
Yeah, it's not really diamonds either.
Yeah.
It's squares or circles.
Just call it acrylic drilling.
Yeah, and the Tenacious Tuesday, because Tuesday was the only day that I had that wasn't an alliteration. And, I was thinking, well, it's tacky, but, tacky kind of has a dual meaning there. So I was like,
yeah.
eh. And so then I went to try to find a synonym
Tenacious.
or tacky or sticky that started with a T.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It didn't. But then but that kind of led me to several different rabbit holes.
I can drill. Be right B. Be right B. Okay, I meant BRB.
But I kind of thought Tenacious was pretty appropriate considering that this is kind of something that
Yeah.
you have to kind of be patient with and focused on as far as making sure that you don't throw your containers again.
Trying to pick up some of these drills when my wax is drying out is pretty tenacious, that's for sure.
Exactly. Trying to pick it up, not realizing that you don't have any wax in your pen.
Yeah.
And it takes you like 5 or 10 before you realize, oh, I've dropped that drill 3 different times. Maybe I should put some new wax in there.
See, I'm lame. I just take my wax out and I flip it upside down.
What do you mean?
So, because you got the little point, I just pulled my wax out and it comes out like a little ball. I just flipped it upside down. Flip the little ball out flipped the little ball upside down. That's not a 3. Because the wax underneath is still clean and new. Yeah, I got a twofer. It gets all quiet.
It is all quiet. Well, because like a dumbass that I am sometimes, I made a point to like go to a website and found a website that's like copyright free music that, you know, I could play while I'm streaming.
Mm-hmm.
It's on my phone. I didn't look it up on the computer. I looked it up on my phone.
Whoops.
I'm like, oh yeah, that does me a lot of good when my phone is above me and muted.
Yeah. Ah, my hubby's texting me.
Yeah, I think for, you know, as much as little, I should say, as I was tooling around on the website last night, it sounds like a lot of what's on the free version is it acoustical? When there's no right?
Acoustic is just like when there's no electronic part aspect. Like it's not electric guitar or stuff like that.
Is there a word for when it's just music?
Instrumental.
Instrumental. Okay. So yes. And to get like other songs, it's like $9.99 a month.
Yeah.
So there was a couple songs on the free list that I came across that have lyrics to them, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know any of these bands. I have to listen. I was primarily looking for something that I could use for my intro and outro initially. Mm-hmm. You know, but you need it to be royalty free.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to put a song as my intro, I want it to have some sort of meaning, which means not going with somebody I have no idea who it is or what they stand for.
Yeah.
What their music is.
Shoot, I got a big old beefy computer now. Maybe I should just start making music and you can use music from there.
There you go.
The only bad part about that is I have a very electronic taste and
There was not a drill on my pen.
I don't think you want your intro to be that bass boosted. Music I listen to rattles my rear view mirror in the car. So
Yeah.
It's cool. It's fun.
I got to make the final payment on the card.
to pull out the whole container, and there's only 2 of that color. Or when there's drills stuck together back to back, that drives me nuts.
Oh, yeah.
See, there's a whole bunch stuck together. Not that you can see it.
So where's the logic in this? Your dad called the bank to get a payoff quote, but then didn't pay it while he had him on the phone. Okay, let me add another layer to that. I said, how come you didn't pay it? He goes, because I didn't have the routing number.
I saw that. You notice how I didn't respond?
It's like, if you're on the phone with them, you don't need the routing number. You're kind of on the phone with them.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Man.
I'll take care of it. At least he called to get the payoff, because, you know, I've been trying to remember to do that for like 2 weeks. And getting. I guess I should explain what I just did. Some people see me pull out a big old X-Acto knife. And thank you for the tip on mirroring my camera, because now left is left and right is right.
You're welcome.
I can find the camera. So in the double-sided sticky tape here, there was a big old bubble, an air bubble, so my drills weren't sticking properly. It's an easy fix. As you saw, you just take an X-Acto knife and very lightly cut through that top layer. You want to be careful, though, because if you do push too hard, you can and most likely will cut completely through your canvas. Been there, done that, more times than I can count. If you're mounting it, not necessarily as a major issue, you know, because you can be creative, crafty in how you fix the problem that you created.
I can honestly say I've never had that issue.
Well, and when I did it was when doing like what you did, numbering your canvas like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't numbering mine. All I was doing was I would cut like down in a strip here. Because the ones like what you have there, it's one solid sheet. And so I was using my X-Acto knife to cut the paper into strips, and I didn't realize that I was pushing too hard. And I cut clean through my canvas several times. So it more than sucked a little.
Yeah, this one I kind of, I had the benefit of not knowing where my X-Acto knife is, so I had to cut all my lines with Cricut scissors. That's why they're not straight.
That's okay. Who needs straight lines?
Yeah.
Straight lines are boring.
Yep. There's a joke in there somewhere, but I'll keep it to myself.
I realize where your joke is after I said
it. Reminds me of a joke I told while I was working at the palace, but that's a off-recording conversation. It's nothing inappropriate. Like, it's not. I guess some people can consider it offensive, so I'm just gonna spare myself the trouble. But I don't find it offensive, and the people that helped make the joke didn't find it offensive. But I'm just not gonna play that game with the internet.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, because the internet's a pretty sensitive place. You don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Little feelers.
Yeah.
So remember when I said the other day that I lost my pink wax?
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go back to using this crappy blue one?
Yeah.
I found my pink wax.
Where was it?
You know the dog that's not supposed to be in my craft room? So I found it on the floor underneath the table, full of teeth marks.
Well, clearly it wasn't good, because at least he didn't eat it.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, seriously. I swear, he was like so confused about what is food and what is not.
Yeah, I believe it. He's kind of
Try to
always
give
been
him,
a little bit special.
oh, it's like, oh, here's a beef bone, and he like looks at it like we're trying to poison him. Of wax without a second thought, because that makes more sense.
He's an odd pet for sure.
It's an odd little duck.
See, I'm just having puppy problems.
Yeah.
Minnie's got a cough right now. In here, hacking up along all the way in here. I went to go hang out with Jay one day. And David's like, oh, she won't be gone that long, so we didn't lock up Charlie. And was pretty mad when I came home and had to throw away my favorite pair of boots.
Ugh.
Yeah. Like, well, it was bound to happen. I'm just glad it took longer than expected for one, and it's fall time, which means there's going to be boots everywhere, so they shouldn't be too hard to replace. I like going shoe
And
shopping right before winter.
Jen has lost a pair of her Ugg boots to a dog.
See, and it's so infuriating, but you know, I still love the damn dog. It just makes me mad. It's like having kids.
A lot like it, yeah.
Mina decided she wanted to paint her nails the other day. And the floor.
And how many things other than her nails did she actually paint?
And her feet, and her hands, and her face, and the floor, and part of my table, some pieces of paper, the inside of my cabinet, and the door to said cabinet.
Well, at least her sister is with her mom. She could paint her sister too.
Yeah.
Like she did with the permanent marker.
That was pretty funny. Not gonna lie, it was pretty funny.
And the fact that he slept right through it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's drawing on your face.
She sleeps like a rock.
If that girl ever tries to claim she has sleeping problems, I'm gonna die laughing.
Oh, she already has. Because now that Mini-Me is having to go to a doctor and see a specialist all of a sudden, well, what happens if I can't sleep at night? Well, sometimes I wake up and it's like, dude, really? I can hear you snoring from my bedroom. Not really. She actually snores pretty quietly, but like, no, you sleep fine. She's like, can I get something? I don't remember what she asked for, but she's like, can I bring my book up? I think it was what it was. Can I keep my book on my bed in case I can't sleep so I have something to read? I'm like, Chica, for one, you've never had problems sleeping. For two, you put that book up there, your sister's gonna destroy it. And she's like, okay. If you can't sleep, no. No. That doesn't exist in your world.
Most definitely not.
I don't have a problem with her reading at night or shit, even, you know, falling asleep with her book. I'm cool with that, but don't try to, you know, you don't have to make up an excuse. If you want to fall asleep reading a book, just say you want to fall asleep reading a book. But I'm not going to be the one that gets the brunt of the complaint and the rudeness when Mini-Me gets a hold of it.
Right. Or she's cranky because she doesn't get enough sleep because she kept herself up all night reading.
Yeah. And it's like, no, we don't even, because she is determined to convince us that she wants to read. Which again, I have no problem with. The problem is that there's no proof of that. But it's like, you want to read? Get up in the morning and read. She's the first one up, and she doesn't have to do any of her chores until the rest of the house is awake. I mean, obviously that's a little bit different now that school's back, but she's had that book for a while now and hasn't even made it through the first chapter, and it's like, you got plenty of time to read, kiddo. Clearly you don't want to that bad.
Exactly. So she's wanting to read chapter books, is that?
Mm-hmm. She's got, David bought her a book. I don't remember what it was, but it's an actual novel. And she told him, she's like, well, I'm reading it. And I kind of looked at him and I was like, if you want her to retain information and you really want to, push the importance of reading, I was like, ask her to summarize, like give her basically like a chapter book report type thing. Chapter summary. Right. And he's like, why would I do that? And I was like, because there's a difference between reading and looking. And sure as shit, she's like, oh, I read the first chapter. And he's like, yeah, what's the main character's name? And she couldn't even tell him the main character's name. And it's like, you're not reading. Which, whatever. It's on her. If she doesn't want to read it, I just kind of wish that she wouldn't feel obligated to fake it. It's like, if you don't want to read, don't read. I have to be in the certain mindset to read. There's no shame in that. But she's trying really hard to convince us of something that we know isn't true. And it's like, you don't have to do that. Just say you didn't read that day.
Right.
I used to be a bookworm. I loved books. Now I don't have time for them. Got toddlers.
Well, you have time to come on and do lives with your mama.
Yeah, that's more important.
I'll take that.
Oh, excuse me. Like I said, I have to be in a certain mindset to read and really retain. And I just have not been in that mindset lately. David gave me a book. He's like, I really want you to read it. And he's like, but he wants his boss to read it too. And I was like, who's more likely to finish it? And he goes, you are? Oh, that's kind of sad.
In what time frame?
Yeah. It's like, okay, so he can have it in a matter of, I don't know, like maybe 3 years when I finally give up on reading it. I brought it with me to your house with the intention of starting it, and then I never started it.
What book was that?
Hold on. It's right next to me. To Sleep in a Sea of Stars. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard anything of it or heard of it until David listened to the audiobook. And he's like, it was really good. You should read it. And I was like, if I ever have time, I'd love to. But the only time I have to do anything is at 3 o'clock in the morning when I'm exhausted.
need that many. Oh well. It's a good thing I can pour them back in, right? I poured this many.
Yeah.
And I think I need, and let's see, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think Miss Jen got lost.
I think she did.
Yeah. See, I always way overpour.
I almost missed that one. There were 7.
Because it's just
Oh,
me
8.
watching now.
So our follow-up appointment, is that going to be another Zoom or?
I think the appointment that they're scheduling right now is the actual sleep study.
Oh, okay.
And she told me that I can call today just to kind of push it along, or I can just wait the couple of days for them to call me. I figured if, I can call them tomorrow if I don't hear anything.
Yeah. Is David going to be able to get time off of work, do you think?
Well, probably, because Boss Man is pretty lenient when it comes to family stuff, but only one parent is allowed to go in. So even if he does go, he'd have to sit out in the waiting room.
Gotcha.
So I don't even know if it would be worth taking the time off other than emotional support, but he can do that from work.
Right. My concern is more about you driving by yourself. Which, if it's just about, having a co-driver and a navigator and somebody to keep you awake and keep you company, and that,
Yeah.
There's no point in him taking time off work and losing the pay.
Yeah, exactly. I'll just take my mom.
Girls,
I do most of the driving, so you wouldn't be in pain.
in weird girls trip in a weird way.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not very excited about driving in the Seattle area, but if it wasn't for having to drive in Seattle, I wouldn't have learned to be a more aggressive driver.
True.
So at least I have some experience driving in that area before I get rocket propelled up there. And it's in Bellevue, so for the most part I can avoid a lot of Seattle.
And I think if memory serves, the hospital is like right on the highway.
Yeah.
So I don't think, at least from memory, I don't think we'll have to do a whole lot of in-town driving.
Yeah. And, as you know, that car has a pretty awesome GPS, so I'm not worried too right about it. It's funny to see how crooked my my drills are.
Same.
Like every now and then I look up at the screen and I was like, oh.
Oh.
Kind of looks a mess. But if I go like this, where's the button?
Yeah, see? No harm, no foul.
Yeah. Yeah, find the button again. There it is.
So you do that, they're perfectly straight.
It's like my preferred drills are the squares, just because I like the way the finished product looks. I like the clicky, I like the nice, neat straight lines and whatever, but I'm starting to realize how much I like the rounds, because even if you don't, as long as you get the letter covered up, you have this nice, neat finish to it, and it doesn't look so blocky if you're crooked. And I was like, huh. But I still prefer.
I think they both, they both have pluses and minuses to them, for sure.
Yeah.
I like the overall finished look. I agree of the square versus the round. But it's hard for us OCD people to know that shit's crooked. And when you're working with the rounds, it doesn't matter because you can't see them anyway. You can't tell a round is crooked because there's no edges, really.
Yeah.
And the rounds work up so much faster.
Oh, yeah. But do you think that's because it's actually faster, or do you think it's because we spend less time worrying about how straight they are?
I don't know.
Things that keep me up at night.
I'll let those things keep you up at night.
Because if you think about it, with the squares, you have to line them up both to make sure that they're not rotated so that they're square instead of diamond, but then you have to line them up to make sure they're lined up with the other drills. So I would imagine that, unless you have a large space, then they kind of line themselves up, just push them up against the others, but...
See, I don't rotate mine to make sure they're squares or diamonds. I just grab the stick. I'm not quite that OCD.
Particular. I try so hard to get mine crazy straight. It never works.
I don't know if I can show that, if it'll show up on camera.
Let's see if I can do it. Nope, it didn't work.
Then I block the light, then you can't see. So yes, the little diamonds. Oh, I guess I don't want to put my fingers down. I'll flip everybody off. Are faceted, so they're flat on the bottom, which starts at 6, and then they're cut on 4 sides at an angle, and so the top is either a square or it's a triangle diamond. I'm not exactly sure why they're cut differently.
I was trying to see if you can kind of...
A difference in preference. For me, I don't really look to see which direction they're facing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I guess I was going to say intentionally ever bought round, but that would be the incorrect word to use there. Because all the little sample kits that I used to buy for clients always came in round.
Yeah, most of mine have been rounds.
And then the big ones like this have always been square.
Well, I'd imagine it's just because with the smaller sizes, it's, a lot easier to get the details, or you don't have to worry so much about the details with the rounds.
Maybe. I went to... I haven't had a Dutch Bros coffee since I quit my job.
Oh, Dutch Bros sounds so good. But I had homemade coffee.
It's not like there's a Dutch Bros out here by me.
True.
I'm like, do I want coffee bad enough to drive us into town? Yeah, no. I'll just make a generic coffee here at home, thanks.
I can send you home with my espresso maker. Espresso machine.
Since I had to go to Pasco for my testing this morning, I'm like, I was going to stop at Mongolian and get lunch, and I was like, I'm not really hungry. I just want a coffee.
I might have to go get myself more coffee. But I got this new
Turned out
cup.
really bad.
It's so cute. It's shaped like a pumpkin, and I love it.
I haven't used my Grinch cup yet. Like the coffee cup.
Get on it.
I know. I haven't washed it. I haven't washed it yet. It's still sitting on the counter.
That's already too much.
Wrapped up in its pretty packing paper. You know, as I unwrapped it to do the little short, then I wrapped it back up because I didn't want it unsecured. That's not the right word. Right?
Can't just call people insecure.
Non-secured. I didn't want it to feel insecure, so I wrapped it back up for security purposes.
Not secured. That's, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, I guess not secure would be the most appropriate there. Lesson learned. I will never have my coffee cup just kind of sitting on the chairs or the TV trays in here. So I'll get another one broken.
Yeah.
I need one. Just one. Right there. Boink. It's kind of annoying. And I don't, it's been so long since I've done one that's in multiple panels that I don't know if there have always been like this, but like what color went with D on the first panel is not the color that goes with D on this panel.
Yeah, that would be annoying.
So each time I finish a panel and go to the next one, I have to put all of my containers away and then pull them all back out again because what I need, the colors that I need are different. Like, that's really bloody annoying.
Yeah, that would drive me insane. It's kind of like trying to tell the difference between the B's and the R's right about now.
Yes.
It's a pretty fun hobby when you're dyslexic. There was one.
And see, these right here. These right here are P's, and these right here are R's.
Ugh. Yeah. So there was one that I was doing. I must have a delay, because... But, there was one that I was doing a while ago. But there was 4 different blues. They were all 4 blue. And they were P, Q, B, and D. All lowercase.
You know, in the cross-stitch world, people are always asking, why do they do this? Putting light colors with light letters right next to each other on a pattern. Like, diamond painting is the same. They're just as bad.
Sometimes I think they do it on purpose, though. They send those things out and they're going to go, ha, some dyslexic person with anxiety is going to have a real fun time.
Well, and I always wonder, too, how much is the random words that you find in them.
Go ahead.
plant.
All right, give me a second.
What'd she need?
Mom,
She wants to watch Owl Lady.
Mom,
Owl lady.
say, who is this?
Let's
Who is that?
Who is this?
that's Timon.
What is it? The lion guard?
Yeah, like from Lion Guard. I think he's in Lion Guard. I know he's in Lion King.
Excuse me? Please touch
All right.
me.
I'll be right.
All right. The attitude is strong in that one. Last time she was here for a visit, I don't remember what it was that I said to her, but she turns around, she puts her hands on her hips and just looks at me straight in the face and goes, "Excuse me?"
She needed my help because she magicked away the TV remote. She couldn't find it.
Oh, where did it magic away to?
On a pillow cushion right in front of her face.
Oh, yeah. Usually the case.
This kid's
So,
gonna be.
Yep, I presume Owl Lady is different than Owl House.
Nope.
Okay.
It's Ida the Owl Lady from Owl House.
Oh, gotcha. So I'm sitting here dreading the inevitable call from my ortho. It's going to be like, so we're going to recommend that you have surgery on your hand. I know it's coming.
Well, see, and now that I'm set back up for my chart, because when I signed Mina up for the Seattle Children's one, they automatically put me under a doctor. So I might just start emailing people and like, yeah, because there was some talk about a carpal tunnel surgery, but kind of can't do that if I don't have a doctor. Can't even talk about it if I don't have a doctor. But maybe if I'm connected to those doctors up there, I can actually talk to them about cardiology and electrophysiology and stuff.
Maybe. Well, I know you would get better care going to Seattle for that than you're going to get here.
Yeah.
I mean, just because of the nature of, the nature of things. The best of the best don't typically come to small towns.
Yeah.
I say small, with, a level of jest, because
We're a small town.
I was just talking to, when I was getting my testing done this morning, It was like, if you look at us as a metropolitan area, um, and he's from Minneapolis, so, he's from big city. He goes, but if you look at this area as a metropolitan area, it's not just Kennewick, Richland, Pasco. It includes Burbank and West Richland and City and Findlay, in which case we probably actually do outnumber Spokane. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right, actually. Just really kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, see, and I don't think Walla's that way. Because I think if we included anybody, it'd probably just be Waitsburg, Dixie, and probably Dayton, which are all tiny, tiny places. But I think Walla's standalone.
I would think the place would probably be part of your metropolitan as well. Especially since there's not really like a clearly defined like city boundary between the two.
True. Oh yeah, true. Forgot about that.
You're driving and suddenly you're in the next town and you're like, wait, when did that happen?
Because so College Place, according to Google, is in Oregon, and all of their addresses are Oregon addresses. But the Welcome to Oregon sign is on the other side of College Place. It doesn't say Welcome to Oregon until you hit Milton.
Which is weird because the treatment center that's there, College Place, has a Walla Walla, or has a Washington address.
I wonder if it's just certain parts of College Place, maybe.
That's what I'm wondering, if maybe it crosses the border somewhere.
There's like Walmart. The last time I looked up Walmart, it said College Place, Oregon.
Huh.
But I'm pretty sure I was always under the impression that College Place was Washington, but I've never really left Pasco, so.
I'm like writing. I think Serenity Point was the one that was in College Place.
I don't know. I just know, what was that one? Triple.
Yeah, the one in Dayton is like Blue Mountain or Columbia Mountain or something like that. I think it's Blue Mountain.
Probably Blue Mountain, because it's the name of everything around here.
Yeah. Not that I was ever a big fan of either one of them, to be honest. It's pretty bad when you've got people that would rather drive an hour and a half to the Tri-Cities to get treatment than to go in their own community because
yeah,
it doesn't have a good rep.
I'm getting that impression from everything in this area. Because, like, there's a reason that my child is doing behavioral health in a different city. Why we're outsourcing doctors and all this crazy stuff. For adult behavioral health on state insurance, there's only one center in town that accepts people. And they wanted me with 2 children who were not in school yet, so 2 home children. They wanted me to show up at 8 o'clock in the morning, first thing when the doors open, and I have to be the first one in to even have a fighting chance to be seen by them.
Yeah, essentially just kind of doing a sit and wait, but they wanted you to do it every single day until you had an appointment.
And I'm like, you realize that 95% of the people that are probably coming in here cannot swing that. And she's like, well, that's just how we work. Well, now I know why nobody comes here.
Not to mention you would have to take the bus.
Yeah, because I didn't have a car at the time either. Yeah.
It's like, what the what?
Like, I didn't have a job, so I couldn't afford childcare, so I'd be sitting in there with 2 kids. Like, no, screw you.
Yeah.
And the lady was rude. I would have been okay. Policies are policies, whatever. I would have been okay if she just wasn't rude. It's like, cool. I realize you don't make the rules, you just enforce them. I'm cool with that, but that doesn't give you the right to be a jerk. Especially in a behavioral health facility, you would think they'd be a little bit nicer to people.
One would think, but you would be thinking wrong.
Yeah, kidding.
Some of the most unhealthy people I've ever met in my life work in behavioral health.
It's like, oh, they need tough love. It's like, if I could go back to my old counselor, I would. But
I don't even know if she's still practicing here.
yeah, she doesn't work there no more.
Yeah, well, I know, but I don't even know if she's even in the community still.
I don't know.
You know, I would have thought as many different like seminars and stuff that I went to with mental health professionals that I would have run into her at some point if she was. My hand keeps going numb. I will tell you, that is like the strangest test, and like my arm still kind of feels like it's on fire in some places.
That's no good.
Because it's like there's 2 different tests that they do. One is kind of like works similarly to what the TENS unit does.
Yeah.
But rather than it being a wave, it's just a zzz, just one single jolt. And what they're doing is measuring how far up the nerve it travels. It's kind of essentially, so I have like all these, I don't know if I'll be able to see it. So I have like all these marks on my arms from where he was marking where the signal was stopping. You can see those. So yeah, that's my carpal tunnel. That's where the nerve is not going. And then the other test is it's an E. What did I actually, I should know better than to like Google shit the night before procedures, but you know, I did it anyway. The other one is like like EGM or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's done with this little needle that is an electrode. And it's muscle conductivity versus nerve conductivity. So they stick this electrode in, and then they have you move your arm in a certain way, and it measures the movement of the muscle, but it's weird. It gives like this scratchy, growly sound on the machine, almost like you're rubbing on a microphone.
Oh, no. No.
And I'm like, so there was a couple ones. Most of them I couldn't feel. When he was doing my hand, I couldn't feel them. When he was doing up in my neck and my shoulder, I couldn't feel them. The elbow, I kind of felt a little bit of a tinge, but when he stuck him in my forearm, oh my God, it was like hot pokers.
No.
And the ones on my forearm still burn.
Having sensory issues just thinking about it.
Like, are they supposed to still hurt?
I don't even like when my hair touches my face. I'd really rather not have hot poker needles in my arms. But I know at some point I'm going to have to go and get something done because it is out of control and irritating.
It's funny, they keep asking me, so do you notice that you drop stuff a lot? Well, I'm left-handed, so not really. There's not a whole lot of stuff I do right-handed because my world is set up as a lefty.
Yeah.
Although I do hold this tray in my right hand, and I've dropped it many a time already. But if I could figure out a way to set it down so I didn't have to hold it, I'd be much happier.
Oh yeah, because you work on an incline, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, for me, my setup's pretty simple here.
So yeah, there's not really a way for me to, I mean, I could set it on the table, but then I'm reaching around my easel repeatedly, and that's not going to do any of me well. My arm, my back, or my neck.
Yeah. I probably should figure out a better setup eventually, so I'm not hunched over the entire time, but...
It was funny, the guy kept asking, are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? I'm like, yep, didn't feel a thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm here because I can't feel nothing.
Yeah.
He's like, well, how does this compare to getting a tattoo? And I'm like, it's very different.
It's like a tattoo's relaxing.
With a tattoo, eventually, the skin just kind of goes numb.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just really stop feeling it until it hits, hits a nerve or gets somewhere where there's not a lot of muscle or whatever. But it goes that, and a tattoo is usually something you want. It goes not that you don't want to do this because I know you want answers, but I'm like, I get it. I get what you're saying. This is not exactly the, if I had a choice. Like, so, am I going to go get a tattoo or conduction testing done today? Let's go get a conduction test.
Yeah.
Said nobody ever.
Was there really a line right there? There is.
Do what?
Oh, I saw it on the computer screen, and there was like a big old line right there. I was like, that's annoying.
Oh, I like your little friend.
Minnie Moose brought him for me. I don't know why.
Yeah, well, I heard you talking about him, but I didn't realize she left him with you. I just looked up and went, oh, you have a helper.
Yeah. He's just chilling. Here's my moral support, cheering me on.
Hakuna Matata. That's the right character, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Means no worries for the rest of my days. Hakuna Matata.
She comes in and she's like, who is this? And I was like, it's Timon. And she goes, oh, from the Lion Guard? I'm like, I watched like 5 seconds of it. I don't know if he's ever in it.
I've never heard of Lion Guard.
So the Lion Guard is about Simba's kids.
Okay.
Whereas the Lion King is about Mufasa's kid becoming king and whatever. So the Lion Guard is about Simba's kids.
So it's a sequel.
Yeah, basically. But it's a TV series instead of a movie, too, and it's like,
Oh.
There's only like one season, so it didn't last very long, but
So besides sewing the buttons on and finishing my journal cover, or to finish my journal cover tomorrow, I don't know what else to do for Whip It Wednesday.
Whip It Wednesday? You gonna be doing whippets? Oh, I'm sorry.
Maybe.
With the way my life's been lately, damn. I don't know. It depends on what you've got laying around.
Well, I don't really have like a true work in progress
Mm-hmm.
for a journal. Like, I don't have any journals that are not in the middle of being done.
Gotcha.
I mean, I've got my little plastic tote down there of like decorated or collaged, I guess. Well, they are decorated, but collaged envelopes that I haven't really decided whether I want to decorate ahead of time or leave them just as they are and decorate them based on what journal.
That's what I would do, personally.
Or decorate them and then just as I, look through them as I'm making a journal to find one that works. Am I making any sense?
Yeah. Surprisingly. But you're talking to somebody who, like, consistently speaks in weird tongues, so
Yes.
maybe just because it makes sense to me.
So do I want to finish them and so they're ready to go and I just rifle through them every time I want something of that nature or that design and then hope there's one in there that fits the journal? Or just leave them as blanks, quote unquote, blank camouflage slates. And then when I'm putting together a journal, pull them out and, add the flowers, butterflies, stencils, blah, 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 blah.
I mean, that's what I would do, personally, is leave them blank and basically make them to order, but that's not to say that you can't do all of the above to some degree. A little bit of everything.
Yeah. And I have a ton of them. I have a ton of envelopes. I've got way more envelopes than I'll probably ever go through in a bloody lifetime. And I think I've watched every video known to man on what to do with them. So until there's something, a new idea that springs, it's like, there's only so much.
So much you could do.
Yeah. Because the ideas are still fairly limited. Do you follow Scrapbooking with Me?
I'd have to look. I just cleaned out my subscribed list, so I'd have to make sure that they're still on there.
Yeah, she's E and her daughter is M. So the me. Melina and Edith is the mom. She's the one whose house flooded while they were on vacation like 6 months ago.
Well, that sounds lovely.
And they've been stuck in remodel. Yeah, they're the water line to their ice machine on their refrigerator broke.
Ooh.
And it was downstairs, so they had somebody that was coming and bringing their mail in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because the refrigerator was downstairs, it wasn't something that was caught right away, unfortunately. But because it was the water line and not like the frozen part, it was it ran from the sink to the refrigerator. It was just water. So when it broke, it just kept flowing water.
So probably looked like our basement there for a while, but worse.
It ran for like 3 days, and it wasn't until her entire bottom floor was flooded when her house sitter noticed. And it was like, so yeah, they had to pull up all the flooring of their entire bottom floor. They had to pull up. I mean, it was essentially like, a hurricane recovery. They had to pull up all the sheetrock like 4 feet up off from the floor and replace all that base floor. And it's just been a freaking nightmare for them.
Yeah, see, when our pipe broke, I'm glad that it was before we put in floors down there. It's all concrete. So.
Was it last year? Maybe beginning of last year. Her husband had experienced some medical stuff and fell, and ended up in the hospital and all. I mean, just it's been rough for them.
One after.
Her hubby, he just passed away.
Uh-oh. That's sad.
That sucks. She was just kind of sort of getting back into the swing of the crafting and being able to do videos and stuff with her house being in the shambles that it's been in, and now she's sidelined again. And I'm like,
that's a hard thing to recover from.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard too when your crafts are your normal solace.
Yeah.
And so she can't even really do the one thing that has always given her comfort.
Yeah.
And allowed her to step out of her mind for a little while. She still can't really get to her craft room. Fortunately, the store didn't flood.
Good.
Which was good. They didn't lose all their inventory and stuff, at least. But
that is good.
I couldn't imagine. They've had a hell of a year.
Okay.
We're a total replay crew today.
Yeah.
Apparently. I'm still, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking about tomorrow. As ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what am I going to make for a tie? How am I going to attach that to the buttons?
Oh my gosh! My stupid engine.
What?
Rev. Vroom.
Oh.
My neighbor exhibiting his TDE again.
At least it's not, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm not sorry, but sorry. Nobody's impressed by your stupid little car.
That's weird. I've been on this entire time, and just now my email decided it was time to update. Like, really?
It's like something that always drove me absolutely insane in Pasco too is all the street racer D-bags. And they'd always pull up next to me and like rev their engines, and it's like that doesn't impress me. There's nothing fascinating about your car sounding like it's running on flatulence.
Yeah, they're little fart cars.
Yeah, there's nothing exciting. Like, it doesn't turn me on to listen to a car that sounds like it's about to blow up because there's wires everywhere that aren't supposed to be there. You want me to get in a car, pull up in a classic Corvette? Stop. That's going to impress me, not your stupid little rice burner. Or, you can always say hi. There's nothing cute about driving up to somebody and revving your damn engine. It's annoying. I'd rather somebody get out and say hi. Still reject you, but at least you'd have the decency to say hello.
I'd say rice burner unless what's his name is driving it? The guy from Fast and the Furious that died?
Paul Walker?
Yes.
I'd get in his car. Well, probably not now knowing how he drives.
If he was driving a rice burner, I might be impressed.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that was an accident.
No.
Conspiracy theories. I don't think it was an accident. I don't think Princess Diana was an accident either. But that's a discussion for another day.
Yeah, I don't think Princess Diana was an accident, and I don't know enough about the Paul Walker accident to have an opinion.
Yeah. Well, and it's like there's all kinds of celebrity conspiracy theories, like Brandon Lee. Like, you can't sit there and convince me that somebody held a prop or a real gun in their hand and thought it was a prop, a loaded gun, and shot and killed somebody on set. You're going to try to convince me that was an accident? I don't think so. Ain't nobody's bringing real guns to a movie set unless they have the intention of firing it.
Well, I don't remember if he was shot with an actual bullet or if he was shot with a blank.
He was shot, from my understanding, he was shot with a real bullet. And maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know, but that's the story that I know.
Because I know the one that just happened recently with was it Baldwin?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Alec Baldwin. That was with a blank, but it was a close range, so it still killed, and it killed the producer.
I have not heard that one. Apparently, I need to brush up on my celebrity drama.
I think it was Alec Baldwin.
I don't know. I also believe that Michael Jackson's still alive, but, again, conversation for another day. I could talk all day about conspiracy theories of all kinds. You know this.
Nah.
Just saying. You don't see a legitimately dead corpse getting in the back of somebody's car, literally jumping out of an ambulance and getting in the back of somebody's car if they're dead. That doesn't happen.
Ooh, I'm suddenly feeling a little nauseous.
Oh, heat? For me, it's heat. Apparently, my light box puts off a lot of heat.
I think it's the coffee on an empty stomach.
That'll do it. Oh, I don't know why, but you just reminded me I had cookies in my cabinet.
I have fruit snacks.
I accidentally made David think he was going crazy yesterday.
Oops.
His,
You gaslighting his butt.
not on purpose. He was downstairs taking care of the teas, and I was upstairs just minding my own business. And then he comes up and he's like, "Why does it smell like cinnamon?" I was like, it doesn't, because I didn't smell it." And he's like, "It smells like straight up cinnamon." And I don't smell anything. Whatever, I don't smell anything. And I was like, not that I didn't believe him. I just didn't smell it. So I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And so he's spending like 10, 20 minutes looking for this cinnamon smell with me not being any help because I couldn't smell it, so I couldn't help him find it. My coffee is Cinnabon. So as I was walking around with my coffee cup, he's trying to follow a smell that's moving. Like, oh. And he's like, it's, I don't know if that's what it is. And I was like, just go with it. And that's the only thing that I can think that smells like cinnamon, babe. I don't know what to tell you.
It's so funny. I was like scrolling through YouTube earlier, and I came across a video of his from 9 years ago.
It was probably Rosie.
Yes,
Haha.
it was. I was like, oh, look how young he was.
Mm-hmm.
What happens before children versus after children?
Well, that was pre-military, too.
Was it? Because I thought it said in the video something about just getting back from basic.
Oh, maybe. Maybe. All I know is that, what if he had Rosie? Because he, not rehomed her. I think what he told me was that, he was letting one of his friends foster her while he was in the military, and I think she died, in his care. That was my understanding. Again, I could be misremembering, and I could be way off, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a Rosie, and he was getting her back.
If it was about as big as his hand, then it was Rosie.
And he was talking about how much she had grown, and Jay was terrified because she had never seen one before.
Yeah. And now she spends
Just
a lot of time.
Weird to look back on those videos and hear him say, "My wife."
Yep.
It's like, whoa. Talk about a brain fart.
Yeah, it's very common. Like it's not that weird. It's not that uncommon, but people always make it weird, and it's like,
well, it's like when we were walking, to the rodeo. I said, when I said something about your husband being a party pooper. I looked at her and said, your ex-husband is a party pooper.
Yep. Oh man, coffee's kicking in. I'm starting to yawn. Oh,
isn't that crazy? I'm gonna grab myself a couple pretzels until because I don't want to stop in the middle of this.
I know, I'm almost done. It's a race. Oh, I'll win. I think I have less than you.
Probably, but I need to get something into my belly right quick, or things are not going to go well. Yeah. That's why I have snacks in the craft room.
I used to.
Everything flat pretzels.
I used to have snacks in my craft room, but I have a toddler.
Which these would be really good with some freaking guacamole. But they're supposed to be back in the pantry. They're only in here because I had some cheese and crackers last night.
Sounds so good. I want one of those I don't know what they're called, the platters with the cheese and the meat and the crackers and
Charcuterie.
sure. Charcuter boards. Charcuters.
I just realized that I don't want to eat on camera, so I'm going to mute for a minute.
Okay. You don't want to eat on camera when I'm over here talking about charcuters. It's only a matter of time before YouTube stops allowing that. It's a race. Did I win? I just got a notification. DP 1 panel completed.
You just got that notification?
Uh-huh.
That's insane. I posted that last night.
I know, I watched it last night. Like, no, it just now told me.
Sometimes that processing that YouTube has to do takes like stupid long.
Damn.
I mean, like that thing is like literally less than 30 seconds, and it took all night to process apparently.
Let's see if I can.
What are you making for dinner tonight?
Just detach.
Or any thought yet? I see trees. I see trees of green.
Yep.
Rivers.
And that's the base of a mountain. Obviously a lake right here. You can see the mountains in the reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Mountain. And then my one little square. There's a drill stuck to my hand and I don't know where it came from.
The container?
Means there's an empty hole somewhere around here.
I don't know.
I guess I just dropped it.
Yeah, I just flung one because I'm like, I don't know what color that was. Let's throw it away. Onto the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually I'll get my craft room clean enough that I can actually let Sharky come in here and vacuum.
Voila. It looks better on my phone than it does on my computer screen.
Well, you know. Oh, I totally just missed my tray.
Whoopsie. Here you go.
You know what's really funny is I've done enough cross stitch that when I grab a color out, a lot of times I know the color by name. I'm like, oh, this is Christmas red. Oh, this is light steel gray. Oh, this is dark steel gray. I always kind of get a little bit of a giggle because Christmas red,
Mm-hmm.
the color is 666.
Oh, that's Krampus. They're coming get you.
Oh my, Christmas red. That carries the mark of the beast. I always wonder if that was somebody's twisted sense of humor, or if it was purely by accident.
I like to think it's somebody's twisted sense of humor.
Well, duh, because you're kind of twisted.
Duh. There's a Pringles can under my computer desk, and now I want Pringles.
Well, sorry, I don't have any Pringles.
Well, why not?
Because Pringles aren't even real chips.
No, they're pressed mashed potatoes, basically.
Pretty much.
Damn good.
I mean, I'll eat Pringles if they're in my face,
I like Pringles.
but it's not ever anything like, ooh, I'm gonna go buy Pringles.
I get that a lot, surprisingly.
That you're just gonna go buy Pringles.
Yep. Every now and then, I just get a craving for Pringles.
You really are strange.
Do you want to hear something extra strange? Because there's only been one other person, that I've known, my old coworker. Nobody else seems to share the same sentiment. Pickles. Okay, so specifically kosher dills, because those are the best. I don't care what anybody says. I can have a jar of pickles in my fridge for weeks, days, whatever, months. Doesn't matter. They'll just be sitting in there, and every time I open up the fridge, I look at them, and it's fine. You know, I don't eat one or whatever. But as soon as I eat one, I have this overwhelming urge to eat all of them. And it's like, as soon as you open the floodgate, it's like, nope, I have to eat all of them. It's all or none, literally, for me, for some reason. And I think it's the funniest thing.
I don't know. I keep a jar of pickle juice even after all the pickles are gone. So, and it's not unheard of for me to just walk by the refrigerator and take a swig of pickle juice.
Yeah. There's an alcoholic drink that uses pickle juice, and I can't remember what it was. But I like pickle juice, and even it sounded gross even to me. I'm like, I'll pass.
Sorry, I was eating a pretzel.
Oh, you're fine. I was yawning, so.
Well, there's pickle ice cream. There's, pickle chips.
I like the pickle chips. I won't eat pickle ice cream. No thanks.
There's pickle flavored just about everything at this point, it seems. I also need to start thinking about what I'm gonna do for dinner.
Oh, don't remind me.
I know I didn't think to take anything out. What don't think Petrie's feeling too hot. I don't know what the deal is. He's not really eating, and he's normally an everyday pooper. He didn't go for like 5 days, and he finally went yesterday, but
That would be a question for my hubby.
I usually have issues. It's usually Ducky that I have issues with. Seems to have a really sensitive GI system.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was why they got Baz yesterday, because I was like, dude, and he was like looking like really dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, let's get you into some water, see if I can get you to drink. And it's like after he was done fighting and arguing with me, but like literally, he let me just pick him up.
Huh.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're not feeling well. Like no struggle, no fight, no nothing.
Hmm.
And as soon as I stuck him in the bath, he kind of fought and tried to get out like he normally does because he really doesn't like baths. And then he just stuck his whole face in the water and drank a whole bunch of water. I'm like, okay, apparently you're thirsty. So I don't know if there's something in this most recent round of greens that maybe is dehydrating for him.
Possible.
Although there was urate in the last, so I mean, but yeah, he was looking a little wrinkly. I was like, oh, you look dehydrated, bud. Let's get you into some water. But he still hasn't eaten today.
That's so good.
Yeah, yesterday he took the blueberries off the top of his salad, and that was it. So yesterday he had 3 blueberries, and that was all he ate all day yesterday.
Boo.
Hi, Django. Mr. Django.
About to lose my stand.
Hi, buddy. Yeah, that would not go so well, I don't think, if I tried that.
I mean, yeah. Django's easy. I could probably walk away right now and he'd be just fine.
Yep. He'd be like, oh, I'm babysitting myself. All right. His leg shutting?
I think he's about to start shedding.
His leg just looks really light. His leg looks really light.
Yeah.
Compared to his body.
Kind of got a couple scales right now that are. He's not wanting to really drink either. You gotta get something though. You're starting to look a little scraggly, huh?
I told Ducky yesterday I'd give her a bath in the bathtub so she could swim.
Yeah.
She wanted to swim so bad yesterday, but I wanted her to soak in some sheddies.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not doing that in the full-size bath. I don't think so.
Well, he got a bath just a couple days ago, and he has a water bowl in his enclosure right now, but he's being very picky.
Well,
Very
that was why I bought the fountains, because I was hoping that, having the moving water in there, that they would drink from the fountains.
Yeah.
But neither one of them probably has, to the best that I can tell.
I hate when I peel one back and it's all the same color. Joke's on you. I can sit here and chill with my dragon while I DP. He just chills on my shoulder like a dragon. I hate when I get a color out and then I forgot what color I grabbed.
I do that all the time.
I'm missing something.
Ducky, she's like a swimmer. She likes to swim. So having, when I have to do the bath in the tote, she really doesn't like it because she can't swim.
Yeah.
She likes her tub time.
Well, poor Django had to get a bath in a Tupperware the other day because his I need to wash his bathtub. That was all scrunched up and uncomfortable. I'm sorry. He's a big for that now. I mean, he has been for a while, but.
Well, yeah, that's why you guys bought him a new tub.
Hey.
Couple more colors, and then I'm gonna call it quits for the day. Finish this little section here.
Just chilling.
There's a tail.
Sometimes, though, he's as bad as the cats, because I can't remember what I was doing the other day. I had him on the living room floor, and he just walked on top. I think I was doing schooling with Minnie, and he just walked on top of everything, and so I kind of scooted him over, just enough to get him out of the way, and he turns around and just flicks his tail right on top of it, and I'm like, you're a cat. I'm a grumpy old man.
Well, mine's a grumpy young man. I don't know which is worse. Yes, I do, because at least your grumpy old man will let you hold it.
True. Maybe I'll have Beans. Maybe I'll have Beans sit in one time since she's the quiet, calm one. Start doing animal streams. I'm kind of limited on the amount of animals I have that actually sit still, though. So. Django and Beans. Even Beans is AFP, though.
Yeah.
She just doesn't like sudden noise, and I get that. Mostly she just sits on my shoulder and falls asleep, so.
Yeah, the only animals that I could potentially hold while doing this would be one of the dragons. And it would be Ducky, if any.
Yeah.
But, she's still all up in her teenage hormone feels.
Oh, it's all blurry.
Yeah, trying to grab her yesterday. She totally, fluffed out. Her beard was all flared and black bearding and black tail, and I'm like, really?
She did a pancake. As Mini-Me would put it.
Yeah. It's like, girl, knock it off. Trying to be all Billy badass. Get over here.
Shit, I guess if I had spikes, I'd probably think I was hot shit too.
Yeah. You had that, totally wicked defense system.
What are you looking at, kid? That was totally wicked.
I don't remember what I was watching, but I'm like, oh, you totally missed the prime opportunity. Because, yeah, it would have been perfect time to have said that.
I almost never miss an opportunity for a good movie quote. It's like hardwired.
My number fall off. Yeah, Nicolas Cage is up on the TV screen.
Ew, why?
That is not the number.
It's one of David's favorite actors, and I'm sorry to all the Nick Cage fans, I just don't see it. Ah!
I don't either. Not a fan. Obviously, by my announcement, Ew.
I liked The Sorcerer's Apprentice. He was good in that. Every other movie, he's just Nick Cage, played by Nick Cage.
Yeah.
Face Off was alright, but... eh. Oh, what? What? Did you just want to give kisses?
Yeah, I'm not a big Nick Cage fan either.
Would you rather watch a Nicolas Cage movie or a Will Ferrell movie?
Nicolas Cage.
100%.
That one's easy.
Okay, but what about Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler?
Adam Sandler.
Because at least he's somewhat funny.
Yep.
You're watching,
Will Ferrell versus Christopher Walken? I don't know how to answer that.
Ooh. Well, we watched Little Nicky the other night. Holy hell, I guess pun intended. I forgot how cringy all of those movies are.
Uh-huh.
It's like I'm watching it and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I guess at least Christopher Walken is a good actor. I can't say that about Will Ferrell.
Yeah. That's sticky. Dude. I'm telling you, he's a cat. Don't lick them. What are you doing? You can see his missing toes.
Yup.
Definitely does not stop him from moving, as he has well demonstrated.
Yeah, well, like I said, I was on the Bearded Dragon subreddit for a while, and
It's a pin. Here, let me move
they're
these.
pretty amazing creatures, really.
You're blocking my camera, though.
Like there's ones that are, missing a leg, and
Yeah.
are missing 3 feet. All they ever, they have 3 stumps and a foot. It's amazing how well they adapt.
Do I need to bring you some salad? You can't eat my drills.
But
I don't know. Can you see him? He's not going to do it now that I brought attention to it. He keeps licking my my pen. I think it's because.
Probably little blueberries.
Mm-hmm. Here. I'm going to take you with me just so you don't try to run off the table.
I hear a birdie in the background. That would be the sun conjure.
Oh, can you hear him peeping?
Yeah, and I'm brain farting. I can't remember the damn bird's name.
Ember.
Ember, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what is his name?
You hear that?
Yeah.
That sounds like a fart.
It sounds like a fart?
Yeah.
Oh.
What sounds like a fart?
Her fart.
Well, it's a good thing the fart sounds like a fart then.
No. Well, I don't even know if he wants it, babe.
If it sounded like something else, I'd be concerned.
Some food, please.
It depends on if he wants it. He's totally not on camera. Can you stop, please?
Then excuse me. Stop doing that.
Stop doing that.
Yeah. He's not really a fan of his salads, but he needs to eat them, sir.
There, sir.
Boop, boop, boop.
Ah!
Will you eat it if I put it on the end of my pen?
Oh. All right, so I'm going to turn my camera off. I am done for now. Well, we're just coming up on 2 hours, so I think this is probably a good time to peace out. Hi, Jingo. He's like, what? Am I on camera? What? What?
You need to eat your vegetables.
All right, girl. I will talk at you later.
All right. I'm going to continue bugging my dragon, try to get him to eat some.
Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.